Hello YouTube, it has been a while, but it's solely because we have been busy. 1, we have life. 2, we have proxies. Isn't that right, Jace?
Yep.
So I am doing a deck profile for Jason because he is full of hay fever.
For American people, it's allergies.
Yeah, he just full of shit.
Screw you.
I didn't know how to respond to that.
Might watch those otherwise. As you probably will guess from the cover, we are doing set 3, and this is going to be a fan favourite to everyone. So, we're going to start with the ride line. Nice and easy. We are starting with Dimensional Robo Daiyusha.
Bear in mind, this is not like 100% competitive. This is just all like proxy and stuff like that. There will be changes in the future.
Yeah, but this is basically what we got from set 3, and with all other rank 8 supports. This deck hurts. So, from Daiyusha, we have Dimensional Robo Daiyusha. And Daiyusha's skill is as follows. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard Circle, search your deck for up to 1 base card. Reveal it, put it to hand, shuffle your deck. Decent. It fetches the order, which is the staple, which we will go into later. Its secondary skill is when this unit is placed on rearguard from Soul, by your card's ability, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Daiyusha in its card name, all of your Vanguards and this unit get plus 5k, which is quite nice because on a non-Persona raid you're looking at about a 31 column if you put it behind Daiyusha. But we're going to get to that. Next up, Dimensional Robo Dragon. Skill of everyone's favourite dragon bird. When this unit is rode upon by a grade 3 or greater unit with Daiyusha in its card name, call it to rearguard circle, which is quite nice. You start on the board quite early. Next is when this unit is placed on rearguard from Soul, by your card's ability, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Daiyusha in its card name, until the end of your opponent's next turn, this unit gets auto rearguard circle. When your Vanguard is attacked, cost, retire this unit, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets power plus 15k until the end of that battle, and Dragon gets plus 5k. Which is quite nice, because if people don't realise this, which 9 times out of 10 they are, they won't retire Dragon because they don't realise what it can do. But as soon as you Vanguard, you can basically make Daiyusha 28k just with the skill, which is going to be painful. So yeah, and let's move on to the big boy himself, Super Dimensional Robo Daiyusha. Or as Jason likes to say it,
Daiyusha!
Give us the whole line, Jace.
George again got tight. Super Dimensional Robo Daiyusha!
There you go, weebs around the world and Daiyusha fans. So,
I like Kote. Leave me alone.
Everyone likes Kote. So, let's get into the big bad boy. When this unit attacks, cost count loss 1, draw a card. Which means you can also draw it even if you don't, if your opponent doesn't have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, you can just draw.
Just any.
And then if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, choose any number of your units with Dimensional Robo in their different card names, and they get plus 5k power at the end of the turn. And yes, this does count Daiyusha, because it does have Dimensional Robo in its name. 80k beat stick, quite nice.
Just make sure if you have the same card with the same name, you only can pick one of them.
Yes.
So if you have 2 dragons, you have to pick one of them. Only can get 5k, not all of them.
Which, in hindsight, if you have a Dragon out with its skill, you would choose the other Dragon because the first Dragon from Daiyusha's skill has 5k from its own skill. So its secondary skill is once per turn. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. Cost, put a card from hand to soul. Stand this unit, and it gets drive -2 into the end of the turn. If your bind zone does not have a Dimensional Robo Daiyusha, and you Persona Road this turn, cost, bind a Dimensional Robo Daiyusha from soul, and it gets +1 drive from the end of turn. So when this was first released, people had no real understanding of this at first because it was how it said. How you should think of that skill is the same as the Fade. It's, in a sense, a divine skill. You can only proc it once. Because it says if you do not have Daiyusha in bind. So you really want to think about timing on this. But that is depending on what your board setup. So that is the ride line. Then moving on to the rest of the deck. Starting with Grey Freeze.
Only
All it is, Persona rides. That is it.
3 more copies of Daiyusha.
Yeah, that's all you need in this build that Jason has. Moving on to Grey 2s. We have
4 Dai ladies.
3,
Oh yeah.
which is making it 4 because you're the ride line. Die Dragons.
Mhm.
Simple for the skills. That's all we really need to say. Next up, we have 4 Dimensional Robo. Super Dimensional Robo, apologies. Die Lady. Her skill is when this unit is placed on rearguard, if you have a Vanguard with Dimensional Robo in its card name, Counterblast 1.
Boobs.
Jesus, Jace. They did emphasise this time compared to the OG. Search your deck for up to 1 base card, reveal it, put it into hand, shuffle your deck. Then, when this unit attacks a Greyfield Grader unit, if your order zone has 2 or more bases, this unit gets plus 10k power to the end of that battle, which is quite nice. 20k, normal 30k on Persona Ride, it is high numbers. But the fact that it gets you bases is very nice. And then we are running 1 of the Blitz Order, Fluctuate, Buster, Barrage.
It's actually very useful.
Yes. Now, our friend Luke runs this in his Ava. But what it does is when you play it, give your Vanguard 10k power, search your drop for 2 grade 2s.
Or greater. So
Yeah, grade 2 or greater, and call them to rearguard circle. That is basically it. It is pretty good. Especially if you combo it with Dire Dragon, giving Daiyusha 28. You get 15k, putting it 28. That makes it 38. You got 48, which makes it basically, unless it's triple driving, an OT to pass. Which is very nice. So, moving on to grade 1s.
It's just the fact that I didn't find any copies. Now I do find some. Some decks actually is useful.
We have the rest of the copies of Dilander. Again, it's skills.
Basically, the ride line just run 4 copies each.
Yeah. So basically, everything in the ride line you want to run a total of 4 of.
Because they all have Dimension Robo.
Next up, we have Dimensional Robo, Die Mariner. Now, I started saying it's Die Marina, but it's actually Die Mariner. So, when this card is discarded from hand during your turn, you may put this card into Soul, which is nice. When this unit is placed on rearguard from Soul by your card's ability, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Daiyusha in its card name, into the end of turn, this unit gets 2k power, making it a 10k booster or attacker, and your opponent cannot intercept, which is good, especially against like an Ava again, because it obviously is can't intercept. So that is brilliant. Again, 4 of, so you can hit it in hand to ditch for Rise to shove the Soul. Then we're going to have, sure I get them, 4 copies
Die Battle.
of Dimensional Robo Die Battles. Now this is a key card, especially if you're going second. So it's skill. From Soul once per turn, act skill. If your Vanguard is Dimensional Robo Die Dragon, your opponent is grade 2 or greater, and your Soul has Dimensional Robo Daiyusha, Die Lander, and Die Mariner. Cost, put a card from hand to Soul, choose up to 1 Super Dimensional Robo Daiyusha from your ride deck, and write it as stand. So in a sense, it is a better Ezel. Yeah. Then its secondary skill is when this unit is placed on rearguard.
Second, but Ezel can go at any time they want.
True, yeah. I mean, the only restriction is you have to go second, and your opponent has to be grade 2 or greater.
Doesn't lose their drive though.
That's true. It still keeps can drive. When this unit is placed on rearguard from Soul by your card's ability, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Daiyusha in its card name, your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, your Vanguard's original critical becomes 2. Painful on a Persona Ride.
I slightly misplayed it when I Superior Ride then. Sorry about the background noise.
Next up is the bases. 3 of
3 or 4, but I run 3.
3. And it is Super Dimensional Fortress Die Base. And honestly, the aesthetic looks amazing. And we just see Daiyusha just chilling out. So, act from Order Zone. If you have a Vanguard with Dimensional Robo in its card name, cost, rest this card in Energy Charge 1, which you can do if you're going first. Which me and Jason make the joke of calling it, pretending to call it Judge. Judge, is Energy Charging on first turn?
Judge, Manlong is cheating.
Hey. With the Energy Charge 1, you choose up to 1 grade 2 or less card with Dimensional Robo in its card name from drop, put it to soul. If this card, being the order card, was put into your order zone this turn, you may search your deck and shuffle it instead of going from the drop. Then its secondary skill is if you have a Vanguard with Dimensional Robo, and its card name costs Energy Blast 2, and Rest. Choose up to 1 grade 2 or less card with Dimensional Robo in its card name from soul and call it to rear guard. So this is basically what funnels all of the other support Dimensional Robo skills being called from soul. This card alone funnels everything. This is, in a sense, this is the staple.
Myself. That's why people run 4, but I run 3.
And obviously, again, that is why we have Dire Lady the Searcher. So next up, we have Bulbaman.
Should be 4.
Should be 4, but we haven't got any more copies yet. Touch wood. I shouldn't need to go into Bulbaman by now.
I say 2 is only really needs.
Yeah. So I shouldn't really go into this because we all know by now what Bulbaman does. It's the end of battle boosted, shove the soul, counter charge. Simple.
Just more soul.
Next up we have...
Don't forget the other great one. Yeah.
2 of Successor of Variable Star. Such a good generic Brank Gate grade 1. Its skill is for every card in your order zone, it gains 2k power. So since Jace has 3, it can gain plus 6k, which is quite nice. It's a 30k boost at that point. It's nice. It's especially good early game when you get multiple order stats. Next up
see it coming.
is the Kitty from Brantgate. White Jeweled Beast, Symphetica. So we know that it basically, you choose 2 cards from your soul or drop from your ride deck and you put them back to the ride deck and you get one of 2 effects. Either if it's placed on Guardian Circle, you add 15k to the shield, making it a 20k shield, which is very nice. And the secondary skill is you choose a order card from your drop and you put it to hand. Cyclone. Brilliant. To be honest, Brank Gates is the only one that you typically run multiple copies of. So you can just constantly keep rocking it. And obviously, 4 Violate Dragons.
I mean, one could be Aventara, but I don't have any more.
Yeah. So that's it for grade 1s. Also, we've started the grade 0s with bases, so let's get into the triggers. Starting us off with the over trigger. Brank Gates. Don't even need to say anything else. That alone is disgusting.
Because it's fun.
Next up we have 4.
8 crits.
As Jason has stated, we have 8 crits.
Crit pressure.
Exactly. This deck doesn't need anything but crits.
Combine it with Die Battle.
Oh yeah, that's disgusting. And the over trigger. Then obviously we have 1, 2, 3, 4 heal triggers. Where's the SP one? Is that in Seraph?
Yeah. Seraph 2 blingy.
And lastly, 3 effect draws.
Seraph is just 2 blingy, so I'll put the SP one in there.
So yeah, that's basically it for Daiyusha.
The power of justice
Exactly.
compels you.
So, Jace, any thoughts you want to add to the people out there regarding Daiyusha?
All I gotta say is just be careful when they're trying to crit pressure you.
Yeah, I would recommend making sure you have the hand to guard.
Because
especially on the Persona ride, knowing that they're getting an extra drive.
one time, Callum...
Yeah, so this is a funny story. I completely forgot that he called Die Battle from skill and gave the Vanguard a crit.
He zoned out too hard. And,
I protected myself against the first twin drive. Restood with a drive check. I said no guard. I was on 4 damage. And I forgot Daiyusha had a crit.
Yeah, I was like, he's swinging with a crit. He's like, I was like,
Crap.
that's what you said. It's like, you said no god already, and I was like, I already touched the card on top of my deck. Like,
I
sure?
had already committed to when I said no god, I committed. So yeah.
So like and subscribe.
There will be I have got a Venus Luque deck built. I'm literally just waiting on a couple of copies of Luque, and it needs a couple of fine tweaks since I managed to get some cards off some friends. So there will be a Venus coming out.
With the power of justice.
We are in the process of doing a couple more deck profiles, mainly being Vispo. So keep an eye out for them. We have a Dragon Empire and the Dark States one for Benny and Emma. So we will be doing them soon. Well, in a bit really. But yeah. Bro, like, comment, subscribe. You guys know what to do. If you want to see more, comment down below. If you want to request matches from Standard based on what you see us having, feel free to comment down. We're open to taking fight suggestions. Half the time it's me and Jason who does them anyway. But if you want to see fight suggestions, please comment down below. We're happy to see.
What does Kote say when he about to destroy enemy? Justice sword.
Damn.
Bye.
Bye.